to realize this opportunity, of value addition, yeah, means a very, very different approach. You cannot, the traditional model, which is onshore, offshore, or client vendor, cannot work. Yeah. It has to be a more collaborative model. It has to be a one team model. Yeah. That is essential, because without that, this whole innovation piece cannot happen. Yeah. Innovation cannot happen without that full context. Yeah. Without that full context. Yeah. So that one team model is essential. Also, in terms of the working model, historically, the model has been splitted what and how. Yeah, the what, which is really translates into product management type of roles happening, quote unquote, onshore, and the engineering execution roles, which is the how, happening offshore. Yeah, and again, to my mind, it's a very, very antiquated and very, very limiting context. To my mind, there is a lot more now a need for interplay between the product and the engineering teams. Without a to and fro, it cannot happen, because this whole product development cycle is now iterative. It's not linear, what and how. You have a certain what. Based on that, you execute. As you execute, you learn a lot from that, which has to get back into the product requirements. Yeah. So if you don't have that iterative loop, you will lose a lot. Yeah. This of course means cross-functional teams. Yeah. And this very importantly means, and this is, will come soon to the expectation from leaders, this means that leadership which is more business oriented than just operating managers. Yeah. If you have to drive innovation, if you have to drive value addition, you need to understand the business. You may be the greatest technologist, but if you do not understand how something is applied, is relevant from a business perspective, you will not be successful. Yeah. And it will lead to a lot of frustration, because you would think that, hey, I really have this great idea, but why are people not listening to me? Yeah. You will feel very frustrated. But if you do not understand the business and you're not able to frame your ideas in a language that business will understand, they will not listen to you. You may be telling something, but they're not understanding you. Yeah. They're not understanding you. It's not that they don't want to hear. Yeah. It's not that. They might want to hear, but it may also be that you are putting things in a way which doesn't connect. Yeah. And the only way of changing that is by understanding the business deeply. Yeah. A lot of these, the four things I talked about, are shifts which need to happen at the level of the GDC. Yeah, but there are a lot of changes that need to happen at the level of the global enterprise also, to fully realize the opportunity from the GDCs. The first thing I would say is raising the expectation from the GDC and changing the KPIs. Raising the expectations, because often the expectations are of cost arbitrage, efficient delivery. If that's what you expect, that's what you will get. Yeah. And if your KPIs are all around cost per FT and all of that, then that's what you will get. Yeah. If you want more, you have to expect more, and you have to set very clear KPIs around it. Yeah. What has been my contribution to my top line from the GDC? Very few GDCs, I think, do that. But certainly in McKinsey, I did that very, very tangibly. We had a KPI for that, and it was broken up into different parts. That what are direct service lines, which are revenue generating, what are service lines, where there are indirect, they're contributing somewhere else. Yeah, we had broken it up. But once we started throwing light on it, then everybody started they woke up. Wow, this is a great opportunity. Yeah. The engagement of the within the global enterprise needs to happen not just at the level of the CIO or the CEO, but it needs to happen at the business level as well. And often there is a conflict in it. Often there is a conflict in it because the CIO or CEO may not want that, the connection with the business to happen, but it is quite essential because eventually the driver of the innovation or change is the customer requirement, is the business requirement. Yeah. And finally, it may also mean that some of the team structures or processes in the global enterprise need to change. Yeah, it's a bit like tail wagging the dog, but it's not just a tail and the dog anymore. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, the global centers have become, in many cases, so significant that if a global enterprise has to realize the full value of it, then there are changes that need to happen in the talent model, in the staffing, in the org structure, in the global enterprise as well.